The Dallas Cowboys, one of the most storied franchises in the history of the National Football League, have always been under the microscope. With a fanbase that spans the globe, a legacy filled with Super Bowl championships, iconic players, and unforgettable moments, expectations in Dallas are never just about making the playoffs, they're about winning it all. And now, in what could be a pivotal year for the entire organization, ESPN has stirred the pot by declaring that Dak Prescott finally has his dream wide receiver duo, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. This revelation isn't just another offseason headline, it's a statement, a potential turning point, and possibly the beginning of a historic run for the Cowboys. For years, the conversation surrounding Dak Prescott has centered on whether he is truly elite, whether he can carry the team on his back when it matters most, and whether the Cowboys have truly surrounded him with the talent necessary to compete at the highest level. Critics have often pointed to key playoff losses, missed opportunities, and inconsistencies, but what often goes overlooked is the reality that no quarterback, not even the greatest of all time, can do it alone. Greatness in the NFL is a team achievement, and success in the modern passing game hinges not just on the ability of the quarterback, but on the synergy with his playmakers, the versatility of his offense, and the trust he has in the weapons around him. Enter CeeDee Lamb, a homegrown star who has blossomed into one of the premier wide receivers in the league. Drafted in the first round out of Oklahoma, Lamb has been nothing short of spectacular since arriving in Dallas. With his elite route running, sticky hands, and uncanny ability to make plays after the catch, Lamb has become Doc's go-to guy, a consistent presence in big moments, and a fan favorite who embodies the grit and flash of the Cowboys. He's not just a slot guy or an outside threat, he's a complete receiver, capable of doing damage at all levels of the field. Whether it's a three-road and long situation where he needs to find space in the middle of a defense, or a red zone play where timing and precision are everything, Lamb has delivered time and time again. But while Lamb's rise has been crucial to the Cowboys' offensive identity, he's often been the lone star in a sky that needed more firepower. That's where George Pickens comes in, a bold, aggressive, and potentially transformative addition to the Cowboys roster. Acquired from Pittsburgh in a headline-grabbing trade that few saw coming, Pickens is the kind of player who demands attention from defenders the moment he steps on the field. Standing over 6'3" with elite vertical leap, strong hands, and the kind of swagger that defines alpha receivers, Pickens is everything the Cowboys have been missing opposite Lamb. Where Lamb beats you with finesse, IQ, and quickness, Pickens brings a more physical, imposing style. He's a bully to smaller corners, a threat in the red zone, and a player who can go over the top and make circus catches down the sideline. This contrast in styles makes them an ideal pairing, a yin and yang that forces defenses into uncomfortable situations. Defensive coordinators can no longer focus on just one threat, and that opens up the playbook in ways we haven't seen since the peak years of Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith. The Cowboys haven't had a duo like this since the 1990 SA time when the team dominated the league, won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, and established themselves as a dynasty. And that's what makes this moment so tantalizing. It's not just about talent, it's about potential, about timing, and about narrative. Dak Prescott has long lived in the shadows of quarterbacks who either had more playoff success or more media hype. But what people often miss is that Prescott has battled through adversity in a way that speaks volumes about his leadership and resilience. From his early days replacing Tony Romo, to leading the team through injuries, tragedy, and controversy, Dak has remained a constant, a calming presence who works hard, leads by example, and embraces the pressure of playing under the brightest spotlight in sports. Now, for perhaps the first time in his career, he has a receiving duo that can elevate his game to MVP levels. ESPN's analysis, which praises the chemistry that could develop between Dak, Lamb, and Pickens, isn't hyperbole, it's grounded in film, stats, and football logic. Lamb and Pickens have the skill sets to make life easier for Dak. When a quarterback knows he has 2 receivers who can win one-on-one matchups against nearly any corner in the league, it changes everything from how you call plays to how confidently you execute under pressure. Add in the fact that both receivers are under 26 years old and just entering their physical primes, and this isn't just a one-year hope, this could be the start of a multi-year offensive explosion. Let's not forget that the Cowboys' offensive line, though it's gone through changes, remains one of the more experienced units in football. With time to throw and weapons to target, Dak can sit back in the pocket and carve up defenses in a way we've rarely seen since his 2016 Rookie of the Year campaign. But this isn't just about stats or projections, it's about emotion, about passion, about the dreams of a fanbase that has waited almost 3 decades to see another Super Bowl run. Every year, Cowboys fans enter the season with hope, and every year, the ending has fallen short of the ultimate goal. But this time, things feel different. The combination of leadership, offensive weapons, and urgency both from ownership and coaching staff has created a unique energy around the team. Jerry Jones has gone all in before, but never quite like this. Bringing in Pickens signals that the team is done playing it safe. They're not just hoping for improvement, they're demanding excellence. And while the NFC remains competitive, with teams like the Eagles, 49ers, and Lions all making moves, the Cowboys now have an X factor that puts them squarely in the championship conversation. Imagine a playoff game at AT&T Stadium, 105,000 fans waving towels, the roof closed, the lights blinding, and Dak standing tall in the pocket. First down, he hits Lamb on a quick out. Second down, Pollard busts a 7-yard run. Third down, play action, Dak uncorks a bomb down the sideline to Pickens, who leaps over a cornerback and brings it in inside the 10. That's the kind of offense we're talking about. Big plays, quick strikes, and defenses on their heels. And what about the locker room dynamic? Lamb and Dak already have a strong relationship built over 4 years of growth, both on and off the field. Adding Pickens to the mix could energize the whole unit. Known for his fiery attitude and competitive edge, Pickens could bring just the kind of edge this team needs. His swagger isn't just for show, it's infectious, and it can inspire teammates to play with more confidence and aggression. For Lamb, having a company star may also take pressure off him to be the guy every single play. Now, he can operate more freely, see more single coverage, and expand his role without wearing down by week 13. For Pickens, this is a fresh start, a chance to play for a legendary franchise, on a big stage, with a franchise quarterback, and in a system that wants to showcase his skills. That's a dream scenario for any receiver, especially one with a chip on his shoulder. And yes, while defense wins championships, it's offenses like this that get you there. When you can put up 30-plus points consistently, you force opponents to play your game, you dictate tempo, and you create margin for error. And with the Cowboys' defense still stacked with elite talent, Micah Parsons wrecking games, Trevon Diggs ball hawking in the secondary, and Dan Quinn's successor keeping the scheme aggressive, the offense doesn't need to be perfect. They just need to be prolific, explosive, and ready when the moment calls. And now, with Lamb and Pickens in tow, they are. So as the countdown to training camp begins, one thing is crystal clear: Dak Prescott no longer has to shoulder the burden alone. He has his dream duo. The Cowboys have their spark. In the NFL? Well, it better watch out, because Dallas is coming. Not just to make noise. Not just to win the division. But to take it all. And this time, they might just have the team to do it. Buckle up, Cowboys Nation, this ride is just getting started.